Well, I have no explanation for why I haven't been here in how long? 3 weeks? Let me tell you, I've been so busy getting this room together because if I did a video, there would be boxes upon boxes upon boxes in back of me because we did some little things around the place. So I couldn't do a video for probably about 3 weeks because of that, and my room is full of shit. I couldn't even get to it. But I'm making it up to you today. I know Hammerfall is really popular with the YouTube community, so I'm going to be doing a Hammerfall ranking. Um, they have 11 studio albums. Um, there's only one that I kind of dislike, but that's coming up. You'll hear about it coming up at. They have 11 studio albums, starting off at number 10. If you probably already know why there's a number 10 and not a number 11, it's probably because there's a tie in the list somewhere. And yes, there is a big tie that I can't decide between two albums. So number 10, my least favorite Hammerfall album is Infected. Their 2011 release, I think it is. Infected was the one where they shied away from the Templar theme behind their album. They kind of went to something different, and in my opinion, didn't really work too well. There's really no good points in the album. I know a lot of people like the song One More Time. I don't really care for it too much. There's really nothing to shine upon on this album. It's mostly just a dull album, in my opinion. It's my opinion only. If you guys like this album, it doesn't really reflect upon anything. It's what you like, what you like. There's really no. And you guys tuned in to see my opinions over these. I give it a 7.5 out of 10. Not even. It's not really enjoyable, like in my opinion. Next one I have a copy of, and I have a copy of 6 of them. Next one, Built to Last. Their 2016 album. Reason why it's so low on the list is it hasn't really grown on me too well. My favorite one from here is Hammer High, Built to Last, or New Breed. Probably the 3 best ones on here. How I look at albums is you start out with a really good song that you want to reflect upon. The whole album is the first song to come out, and this album did not do that at all. The first song is kind of like really boring almost. It's quite cheesy. The first song that really brings it down, in my opinion, when albums start out with a song that really doesn't hit hard. It's a go for all, grab the attention of the listener for the first song, and this album really didn't do that, and that's why it's at number 9 with an 8.6, which is about average. Number 8 is one that normal or people that usually like this album. Chapter 5, Unbowed and Unbroken. Really, it has some good stuff, like Knights of the 21st Century is probably the greatest one on here. Bloodbound, of course, a lot of people like Bloodbound, but Secrets, that's another thing. That song really doesn't really start an album. It's not a really good start to an album. And that's all I gotta say about that one. I just don't like the starting song mostly. Here's the opposite. A good starting. That last one got a 8.9 out of 10. It's number 7, which is Threshold, 2006. This one's here because, well, The Fire Burns Forever, the second song on the album. I really don't get into that song. I know a lot of people like that song. Some of the other ones are like almost exact, like the solo sound similar to what they did before. and you want to keep it consistent, but you don't want to do the exact same thing. So yeah, this album is I think this one's a 9 out of 10. Yeah, this is a 9 out of 10. I didn't have it marked down on the script. Yeah, I keep a script up here, by the way. I'm going to reveal my secrets. I have a script here that has every album in order what I have ranked, so I remember it. Threshold is the first song, Threshold, is great. Like, beyond great. That's a great song. Rebel Inside, that's great. Yeah, and the rest of the songs are just common Hammerfall. Next one is number 6, which is No Sacrifice, No Victory. Any Means Necessary is a great song to start this album out with. No Sacrifice, No Victory is good. Yeah, that's the only really standout one here, but the other songs do score about average, which equals it out to 9.3 with those really good songs. Yeah, it's just it's kind of an average other songs. And we move on to number 6, which is Revolution, which is the one I have, another one I have a copy of, one of their 2014 Hector's Hymn, great song to start the album out with. We Won't Back Down, Winter is Coming. Same thing with the No Sacrifice, No Glory. It's the same. It's great. It just has some drawbacks, and just it's gonna go here because it's a 9.5. It's still really above average, and for being 5th, that's pretty good for being above average. So that says a lot about this band, that they really do release good albums here. Like, of course, there's some inconsistencies with some of their discography. Next we're gonna look at number 4, which is Glory to the Brave. Their first album. Their first album scores a 9.6. It's really good. The metal age is probably the only drawback on this album. It's like has the common power metal riffing with those riffs. You know what I'm talking about. The inverted power chord, like these power chords with the here and here, of course. Of course, that's all the way through that song, and it's like kind of repetitive, and really the best one on here is probably The Dragon Lies Bleeding, of course, with it being the first song to start the album. This is a great song to start the album off with. It just gives you a big kick in the ass to start the album. Stone Cold, Steel Meets Steel, Children of the Child of the Damned, I Believe, Hammerfall, are great songs. And it ends it with Glory to the Brave. That's another thing. End it with a great song. And that ends it with a great song. Number 3. Let's go into number 3. I don't need the Spotify anymore to look up stuff. I could probably close that out. Let's close that out. Close that out. We're going to close it out to, let me go to number 3. Number 3, or my third favorite one of their albums, is Legacy of Kings, 10 out of 10. So I have a signed copy of this, as you can see, signed copy. So you can see what I'm recording on too. It's my phone. Heeding the call to start the album off. I could see a song on the album that would be a little bit better to start it off with, but it's 1998 Hammerfall. It has the power chord riffings that I'm talking about, but it does throw a little something else in there. And it has some cool soloing, so and then Legacy of Kings, Let the Hammer Fall, Dreamland, Remember Yesterday, which is a great song on this album. Stand Out. At the End of the Rainbow, that's the song I'm talking about that could be number 1. Back to Back, Stronger Than All, Warriors of Faith, and Fallen One. Beyond 10 out of 10 album. Great album. This is the first Hammerfall album I listened to, and there's some other ones that have blown me out of the water even further than this album. And I'm talking kind of quiet because I'm recording this late at night, at 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to wake people up, so I'm talking kind of really silent. So I advise turning up your volume for this. Number 2 is a tie. I told you there would be a tie in here, and between two albums there is a tie. Renegades and Crimson Thunder. They go back to back. This one's first and this one's second. This one starts out with Riders of the Storm. This one starts out with Templars of Steel. All crazy good songs to start the album off with. Hearts of Fire, Keep the Flame Burning, great songs. Renegade, At the Edge of Honor, Crimson Thunder, Living in Victory, Lure of the Hurricane, Always Will Be, Trailblazers, The Way of the Warrior, Dreams Come True, Destined for Glory, Angel of Mercy, The Champion, The Unforgiving Blade, Rise of the Hammer, Instrumental, In Memoriam, Legend Reborn to end this one off, and then Heroes Return. Perfect songs on each of them. They completely are as good as the other album. That's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to compare these albums and saying that I can't tell you which one's better because they're exactly as good as each other is. 10 out of 10s. They're perfect. Nothing wrong with these albums at all. Nothing to make them better. And that leaves us with number 1, one of my favorite Hammerfall album ever. And, well, it was on the list last year. If you already know what that one is, it's the list of the best albums of 2019, and it did get released in 2019. It was last year's. Dominion, of course. This is the best album that they've released in years. And it's kind of a brand new style for them. They don't really go back to their old style here. It's more of a new style, and it's great. Never Forgive, Never Forget, and I did catch what they had in this song, as if you know. They had the phrase, LBJ, did you kill any kids today? Right in the middle of the song. And you could hear it bright as day. And it's in the lyric book and everything. If you want to go look it up, there it is. I don't know what that's about, but I kind of have an idea of what that's about. And 2, Dominion. 3, Testify. 4, One Against the World. 5, We Make Sweden Rock. 6, Second to None. 7, Scars of Generation. 8, Dead by Dawn, which is a great song. That's a great song. 9, Battle Worn. 10, Bloodline, which Battle Worn, I think, or no, Bloodline is a transition into Chain of Command, which is number 11, and number 12, And Yet I Smile. To end the album off with, And Yet I Smile. And yet I smile when I listen to this album. This was on the list for last year, and it should have been a lot higher on last year's list for best of the albums of 2019. It should have been a lot higher, but I can't go back and redo that because, well, it's 2020 and I just moved on, and 2020 has completely sucked. It just completely sucked. Not for the albums, but for what the fuck is going on. So that's how I rank Hammerfall. 14 minutes, of course. Go and subscribe to the YouTube channel and go check out my Instagram. I sometimes stream on Twitch, not really that often, but you're gonna go check out that. Maybe follow my Twitch channel, which is, if you do, I only stream about once every 3 months mostly. I'm very off on the Twitch streams just because I don't have time, but yep. next video, I'm planning on doing a band versus band. I'm bringing that back because, well, I want to, because why not? So yeah, that's it. Hope you guys liked the video, and do what I said before. Hopefully you guys will. I'm going to be posting this later on at night, so hopefully a lot of people from like Sweden and other places like that can actually get this video before anybody else, because you know this band's more popular overseas. So I'm just gonna say that here and there, and that I am uploading it for a reason here. So that's the end of the video, and I'll see you in the next.